and Serbia.
Into the red corner, representing Turkey, SURMENELI BUSENAZ.
Swaggering her way into the arena is the familiar, formidable figure of Busenaz SURMENELI of Turkey. The 26-year-old, one of the very best boxers in the world, in pursuit of her third IBA senior world title here, if she makes it through to the gold medal bout, having been declared champion in 2022 at 66 kilograms and 2019 at 69 kilograms. The Tokyo Olympic champion is the reigning European champion as well. Her opponent is 22-year-old Anastasia LUKAJIC. Born in Austria, switched back from Austria to Serbia in 2023 and was a quarter-finalist at last year's European Championships at the under-23 edition in Bulgaria. At the senior edition here in her home country of Serbia, it was a quarter-final run with a 7th place finish. Both of those quarter-final appearances coming at 70 kilograms for the 22-year-old. Well, just a little bit of an adjustment required to the hairstyling of Busenaz SURMENELI. And so to the lacing system on the helmet of LUKAJIC. So Miss Shestopalova of Russia is our third person in the ring. Semi-final action in the women's 66 kilogram welterweight division. Contest between boxers from Turkey and the home nation, Serbia. The boxer wearing red is Busenaz SURMENELI, 26 years of age, from Bursa. One of the very best boxers in the world. Has taken championships on the international stage at every major event that she has entered. And her opponent, Anastasia LUKAJIC, 22 years of age, Austrian national champion as recently as 2023, but that was the year she made the switch to Serbia. But not showing any respect for the glittering credentials of the tournament #1 seed and looking to work away on the inside with hooks and uppercuts to the body. SURMENELI lands with a jolting jab that gets in between the hands of LUKAJIC. And bringing the backhand into play now is SURMENELI, arcing left hooks as well. And this one proved to be a toe-to-toe war. There was a cracking left hand landed downstairs by SURMENELI, but then straight shot successes for LUKAJIC. But SURMENELI finding her range very effectively indeed. Now dropping her hands, corkscrew left hand was a wonderfully picked punch from SURMENELI. And again, hooks to both body and head. And once she senses that she has found an opportunity against her opponent, she can go through the gears in a flash, SURMENELI, just as she did there. 2 straight punches followed by a left hook to the body from the 2-time IBA world champion. But remaining concentrated behind her own straight punching, particularly the jab, is LUKAJIC, and she is being rallied by the home fans here at the Chad Arena. Wonderful left jab once again from the slightly taller LUKAJIC. But a corkscrew left again is snaked up from the belt line. Burst of punches to the body from SURMENELI. And that is the manner in which, oh, that is a wonderfully picked corkscrew left uppercut from SURMENELI. And all of these eye-catching punches as a brief cameo of what I think can qualify as an alley shuffle before she seeks to go body and head with the left hook once again. Employing the layback to make LUKAJIC miss. Coming back with a left hook and right cross. SURMENELI, jolting left jab, cracks into the face of LUKAJIC. Good left hook to the body from LUKAJIC, followed by a left jab upstairs. Right hand that followed wasn't too far away, and then another clumping left jab landed by LUKAJIC. But SURMENELI getting the better of that exchange, dropping down to the body before ending with a flashing right hook to the head, and then just dropping her guard and looking for the shot. Oh, wonderful left hook to the body was audible as it sunk beneath the left elbow of Anastasija LUKAJIC. A wonderful round of boxing in the first 3 minutes from Busenaz SURMENELI of Turkey. Well, make no mistake, Anastasija LUKAJIC competed. She was in the round, but I don't think she's done enough to win the round. And that's because SURMENELI produced some cracking cameos of real quality and eye-catching work. But that is an example of Anastasija LUKAJIC's quality as well. But that corkscrew left hand was uncoiled on a couple of occasions. And it's a clean sweep of the cards for Busenaz SURMENELI. 10-8. Remember, it's 10-9 for a close round, 10-8 for a clear winner, 10-7 for total domination. And one scorecard returned from judge number 2 is a verdict of 10-8 in favor of the tournament number 1 seed. So we move into the second round. Solid left jab landed again at the start of the round by LUKAJIC. Busenaz SURMENELI, 2023 European Games gold medalist. That's how she punched her ticket through to a second Olympic Games, but was eliminated at the quarter-final stage by Junjayam Suwanafeng of Thailand in what was one of the biggest upsets of the Games in the French capital last year. She entered as a prohibitive favorite, but was bested on a 4-1 split before the medal stages. And that a fate that come before some of the very best boxers, remember, happened to Julio Cesar La Cruz. Right hand around the corner is a nice shot from LUKAJIC on his first Olympic appearance at London 2012, as Busenaz SURMENELI getting busy with a double jab, but countered by a single jab from LUKAJIC. But LUKAJIC acquitting herself very well indeed in this, her first appearance at a senior global championships. Remember, as recently as last year, she was competing on the under-23 stage in the continental event. And she scores with a good right hook, left hook upstairs. SURMENELI answering with a cluster of punches, and now just trying to unsettle the mind of LUKAJIC with a bit of verbal conversation, as well as that is the fistic variety. Remember, it was literary great Ernest Hemingway who said that boxing is the most honest conversation two men can have, but here women proving that it's an honest dialogue as well, as SURMENELI with a terrific cameo once again, and that is a terrific left jab from the kneecap and a corkscrew left hand, and she's embellishing her shots with celebratory shakes of her head now. And look at that burst of punches, as though she's working the heavy bag when the timekeeper calls 10 in the gym. What a burst of shots through the defenses of LUKAJIC from Busenaz SURMENELI. And LUKAJIC again attempting to compete and hang tough. Good work to the body from LUKAJIC, who's keeping her composure and remaining committed in very effective fashion. As another burst of punches blitzes LUKAJIC, and no standing count forthcoming, because she is remaining competitive and seeking to answer back as a corkscrew left hand penetrates the defenses once again. She then shovels more punches down to the body, LUKAJIC, and it's resulting in terrific exchanges in the space of center ring. Corkscrew right hand snaked out to end that burst of punches from Busenaz SURMENELI, who put together volleys of punches that were quite breathtaking during the course of that second round. But credit to the competitive spirit and indeed the composure and conditioning of Anastasija LUKAJIC, because she didn't buckle, she didn't blink, and she stayed in the contest, answering back every time she was tested. But I think it's going to be another clean sweep of the card for Busenaz SURMENELI. Remember, she took the first round unanimously, including a 10-8 margin for judge number 2 from England. Busenaz Kakaroglu cheering on her compatriot, having booked her place in Sunday's gold medal bout with a third round stoppage victory earlier in this 10th session of boxing. And it's another clean sweep of the cards for Busenaz SURMENELI after a magnificent 3 minutes of boxing. So we move into the third and final round, and Anastasia Lukajic, the 2-time European Championship quarter-finalist from 2024, having competed in both the under-23 edition and the fully-fledged senior edition, has got a proverbial mountain to climb here, but look at her desire. It remains undimmed as she seeks to keep herself in the contest here. Beautiful jab to the body of the thrusting variety from Lukajic, in the ring with one of the very best in the business, who has been at her flamboyant, free-flowing best here this afternoon in Nice. And there, another flashy right hook around the corner. It landed with the inside of the glove, and the referee just reminding her of that fact. That's a cracking left hook to the body from SURMENELI, but firing right back is Lukajic. But it's first and third boxing from the 2-time champion in that exchange. Good 1-2, and it's a knockdown scored by Lukajic, but it hasn't been counted by the referee. Well, we're getting another look at it now. Tell me that's not a knockdown. The feet might have come together, reminiscent of what happened between Muhammad Ali and the Bayonne bleeder Chuck Wepner in their contest. Chuck Wepner stood on the foot of Ali as SURMENELI lands a cracking right hand, landed a shot to the chest plate, and he became one of the few men to put the greatest, the Olympic champ from Rome 1960 and 3-time heavyweight champ, on the floor, along with Sonny Banks with a left hook, Henry Cooper with a left hook, Smoking Joe Frazier with a left hook, and Chuck Wepner with that right hand to the chest plate. But no knockdown ruled. But again, perhaps not as significant in IBA boxing because it's not a 10-8 round as it is in the pros. But I think Lukajic had been robbed of a moment of glory there. And but Josh Boazzi enjoyed a similar moment of glory before his 2016 Olympic bronze medal, when he sent the great Julio Cesar La Cruz to the canvas at the 2015 World Championships in Doha. But Lukajic, again, kudos to her conditioning and her team, because they've got a boxer who is wonderfully composed here and not overawed by the opponent that she is sharing the ring with. Oh, that is a blistering burst of punches, punctuated by a right uppercut through the middle from Busenaz SURMENELI, who just nodded in the direction of her opponent, again trying to unsettle the mind. It's not disrespectful, it's just trying to assert superiority further, as she produces another blistering volley of blows once again on the sound of the 10-second clapper. But as she has done all contest long, Lukajic firing straight back to let Busenaz SURMENELI know that she is in a contest, rather than being able to produce one-way traffic. But at the sound of the bell, there can be little doubt that it will be Busenaz SURMENELI, the tournament #1 seed, who will be going through to contest World Championship gold here, remaining in contention for a third senior IBA world title, having produced a quite magnificent display on both the offensive and defensive side of the sport during this 66kg welterweight semi-final. Anastasia Lukajic competed spiritedly, and assuming, hoping that her confidence isn't too badly dented. Well, I think this is going to make her a far better boxer, having shared the ring with an opponent of this quality. Here's the verdict that should be sending SURMENELI through. So there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory. Some wide scorecards returned from the 5 scoring judges, because a couple of 10-8 rounds were returned during the course of that quite magnificent display from the flamboyant, flashy, yet fundamentally sound Busenaz SURMENELI during the course of that 9 minutes of action. congratulated from her corner team. She returns to contest her third World Championship final on Sunday, and she'll be seeking to add to the title that she won in 2022 at 66 kilograms and in 2019 at 69 kilograms. And her talent had been apparent for some time, because she also took world titles in 2013 as a junior and 2015 as a youth. The peerless Busenaz SURMENELI, right uppercut, perhaps one of the best punchers of the entire bout. It's World Championship bronze for Anastasia.